Hey everyone, I'm Tsunani. Welcome to my new video. This one's going to be a fun one because today I'm starting a brand new sketchbook. I'll be decorating the cover and then filling the very first page. The sketchbook I'm using is a mixed media sketchbook by Strathmore. So many people are hyped about it, I just had to try it myself. Last week I shared a sketchbook tour of my previous sketchbook. That was the Etcher Lab Everyday Sketchbook, and I managed to fill it with so many spreads I really love. This Strathmore one also has 100% cotton paper, but at 190 GSM it's much thinner than the pages in the Etcher one. The pages are nice and smooth, kind of like hot pressed paper. I really like that because I often work with colored pencils and sometimes with markers too. Supposedly this paper works with everything, and I will definitely be putting that to the test. But today I will be starting with watercolors and a lot of water. Before that, though, I want to decorate the cover because I want a colorful sketchbook that makes me excited to pick it up and create in it. The Strathmore has a soft cover. I have to admit I don't love that because it always makes painting those very first pages a little tricky for me. But unfortunately, I couldn't find the hardcover version where I live, so I will just make friends with this one. I've collected so many stickers and I want to create something bold and colorful in the center, surrounded by little special details. Since I'm in such an autumnal, cozy mood, it will be full of mushrooms, leaves, and nature things in fall colors. I even ordered some gorgeous stickers from the Wild Pencil just for this. I absolutely love her art and I also really enjoy her YouTube videos. Same with this big colorful sticker by Stephanie Kilgast. Her art is just so inspiring. And I also love the work and super relaxing videos from Vivi Gonzalez. They are always such a joy to watch. Plus I have stickers from local artists too, like these adorable autumn creatures from Mossy Nook. I will start with this big colorful sticker. Unfortunately, I don't know the artist's name. I bought it at a local shop that carries so many special collected bright and fun things. Then I just go with my flow and place stickers around it. With this sketchbook, I've promised myself not to be overly careful or precious with it, but to use it more intuitively, even for sketches and unplanned pieces. I wanted to become that one sketchbook I take everywhere with me, like a good friend that's always by my side. Since finishing my art creation sketchbook back in February, I haven't found one that truly filled that role. Yes, I usually have a few sketchbooks going at the same time for different purposes or mediums. One is just for ideas and notes. The Etcher one was purely for watercolor and gouache, but this one I really wanted to become my buddy for everything. I really hope I will fall in love with it. I also add a few doodles with acrylic markers to fill the gaps. It looks a little empty otherwise. Look at this. I really like it like this. It looks a bit full, but I don't know. A good friend of mine said, there are never too many stickers. Now for the inside cover. First, I like to paste in the sketchbook's information, so I will have it as a reference. Once it's filled, I often use my finished sketchbooks as reference books and sources of inspiration, so it's nice to have the details at hand. I will also add my name and my contact info, just in case I ever accidentally leave my sketchbook behind somewhere. so it can find its way back home. I've also saved this lovely hand-printed little paper pouch from Vivi. It held the stickers she sent me once, and I'd love to reuse it here. Then there's a sticker sheet from an old upgrade box. All the main stickers are gone, but there are still little leaves and a bird I can cut out and add them here. I also have this super cute sticker by Annie Hellberg. We once traded stickers, and this one with the cozy owls absolutely has to go in here. And of course another from Mossy Nook, Make Room for Joy, which I definitely will. To finish off, a few tiny beetles and this gorgeous orange sticker from Vivi Gonzalez. The color fits perfectly here, and I will echo that orange with some little cloud shapes inspired by Vivi's tree designs. Oh, and I will use some washi tape to close the pouch. So, look at that! Doesn't it look great? So colorful and autumnal. It makes me instantly want to curl up with a hot tea and a blanket and the sketchbook on my couch. I'm really happy with it. That's why I want to go right ahead and paint the first page. I'd like to mark the month and the year I started the sketchbook on this page and leave some space for the date when I will finish it. Around that, I will paint a little watercolor illustration in cozy autumn vibes. Of course, definitely something with a forest and magical creatures. First, I sketch out my idea, and immediately I notice how nice the paper feels to draw on. It's very smooth, but still has a bit of grain, a bit of texture. Then comes the water test. I grab a brush that holds a ton of water and lay down the background layer. I'm using so much water, it's practically swimming on the page. For paints, I went with my Roman Schmoll watercolors. I've missed them because I haven't used them much lately, but I really love them. For this painting, I'm using olive green light, Perry Lane green, burnt sienna, quinacridone scarlet, and later Perry Lane violet for the shadows. The paper is really nice. Yes, it wraps a lot because it's not super thick, but I don't mind that. I like my sketchbook to look used. It gives them character. The colors flow beautifully with no ugly blotches and blooms, even with all this water. And I have plenty of time to move things around. Even when it's dry, the texture looks great. I have to say, I like this paper. Once the first layer is completely dry, I add shadows and darken the background so it really recedes. For this, I switched to a thinner brush from Da Vinci. I love this one. Do you know that feeling when you're just so excited to start a new sketchbook? The cover already looks so nice and this first page is turning out so well. I instantly feel like I just want to paint in for days. I feel inspired and honestly really happy. I think I may have found my new sketchbook buddy, the one that will be with me everywhere. Other sketchbooks didn't give me that feeling. Some had a rocky start and are just sitting half empty on the shelf. Either I never touch them again, or I force myself to fill a page every now and then. There are just sketchbooks that, for whatever reason, you never really warm up to. They are not necessarily bad, but there's no spark. Though with this one, there's a spark. And I've missed that so much. Do you know this? Do you have sketchbooks like this you never got warm with? And do you know this spark I'm talking about? This tree spirit looks so content, doesn't he? Just sitting there as if everything is exactly how it should be. To me, it even feels like he's telling the tiny mushroom spirits old, almost forgotten stories, maybe from long, long ago, from when he himself was just a small sprout. I imagine him telling them about a magical armor buried deep beneath his grandfather Oak's roots. One day a great warrior came and claimed the armor, and as a thank you for the forest's gift, she buried a special gemstone in its place, one that has ever since given energy to all life nearby. The forest grew stronger, richer in diversity, as in the stone protected and nurtured it. Once everything is fully dry again, I go with my colored pencils for the finishing touches. I use a bright blue for the contrast with all the warm tones, along with a deep red and green, a light green for the leaves, plus orange and white for the mushrooms. Don't be afraid to use contrasting colors. They make your piece more lively and interesting. Just give it a try. For example, paint green leaves and then use a red colored pencil to add the details. Or paint yellow flowers and then take a purple pencil to draw in finer lines on top. You can also just play around and experiment with colors in bold ways to see how they interact with each other. It's such a fun exercise and you can learn so much from it to apply in your artwork. Be brave, you don't have to share the results with anyone, but it will definitely expand your horizon. In the end, I'm really happy with how the painting turned out. It is exactly the vibe I wanted for the first page. And together with the cover, I love how this sketchbook is starting out. I feel so inspired and full of good energy. How about you? I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe and click the little bell so you won't miss anything in the future. A huge thank you to my lovely Patreons. You are truly the best. Have a wonderful week, my friends. See you next time. Yours, Tsunani.